Okay, so let's talk about the Marbles Camp Axe. This is the Marbles Camp Axe. It is usually on Amazon. It's anywhere between 30 and 40 bucks. It does not come with a sheath. I made these sheaths, and the handle comes unfinished. This looks a little different because I've put several coats of boiled linseed oil on it, and as well as this one. But I'll tell you the story of why I bought this and what I think about it. I bought it because I carve spoons. I don't know if you can see those over there. And I needed an axe to rough out the shape of the original of the spoon. So when I started, I had a Fiskars, or I still have the Fiskars. Fiskars X7 or something. It's the small Fiskars hatchet, and it did fine. It's not great for carving, but it's not terrible for carving either. It worked, and it worked well for a while for me. But I wanted something that had a hickory handle, something that looked a little nicer, and something that would last a little longer and have a little more power for taking trees down. Because when I first started, I was buying wood blocks, or buying logs of wood. But now I'm taking trees down, dead trees down, and using that wood. So the axe doesn't come with, the Marbles Camp Axe doesn't come with a sheath. I made these sheaths, and I think that's partly why it's so inexpensive. They're made in El Salvador, but they're awful nice. Like, you get into this stuff, and you watch videos, and you read reviews, and people talk about the Gransfors Brooks carving axe, and the Hans Carlsen Sloyd axe. Things like that. Woodsman's Finest now has a beautiful axe made by Liam Hoffman. Now these axes are fantastic, and they look wonderful, and I've held them in my hand, and they really are, those axes are works of art. They're just insane. They're so nice. But I can't afford that. I just can't afford that. Well, that being said, there is another, there's an axe called the Robin Wood. This guy Robin Wood, who makes a carving axe that it's brilliant looking. I mean, it looks like a beautiful carving axe, and it's only 40 bucks. But add 20 bucks for shipping if you're in the US, and you're up to 60 bucks. And these, I got this for what, $30. I mean, it's ridiculous the quality that you get for that price. It comes with an edge, and I'll get to the story why I have two here, but it comes with an edge that's ground properly. Like, you don't have to take a file to this thing. You're gonna have to sharpen it up a little bit, and tune the edge, but that's it. And the angle is really nice for chopping. This is the best one. This axe I use for taking the tree down, and the handle's it's really thin. So you might have to be a little bit careful, because the reason why I have two here is because the first one I got, which is this head, within 10 minutes of using it, the handle cracked. I was very upset, but it's my fault, because I had got it stuck in a log, and I was batoning, and I was hitting the handle. I'm sorry, I wasn't batoning, but I was trying to get this out of a log, and I was whacking the handle like an idiot, and I cracked the handle. So I don't think that's a knock on Marbles. I think I was just using it, and I wasn't using it properly. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna get another one. And I took the head from that original one, and I put this handle on it, and I'll tell you the difference here. This is the axe I use to rough out the spoon blank. Once I have the log, and I've taken the tree down, and once I have the log, this is the one I use for carving. I modified this for carving. This if you're carving and you're up close and you're 1, 2, 3, you're doing multiple light chops, your arm will get tired. It's really for taking a tree down or hewing limbs off of a log. But I will say, it's a stamped steel. The steel is rather soft. It's I think it's hard to find out what the steel is, but I think it's 1045 or 1055. I think they are made in the same factory that Condor makes their stuff, because you look at Condor stuff and it's very similar. Condor has an axe like this that's like $60. The only difference is the handle is thicker. It's thicker. But grain orientation, some would say, oh, you want vertical grain orientation is the only way to go. But I've also heard, this is nice, I've also heard that this, Hans Carlsen axes will come with this angled grain orientation, and they swear by it and say that that's the proper way to go and the strongest way to hang an axe. I will say this, a lot of people say that it started to wobble after a while, but I there is no wobbling here. It is hung very nicely. And also, before I even started using this axe, I think it's a good idea, because it's coming from El Salvador, and if you're in the Northeast like I am, you should oil it. Put a few coats of boiled linseed oil on it. Make sure you get this part well, and it'll swell up nice, and it won't go anywhere. I know a thing or two about it, because when my handle cracked on the original and I put this handle on, it took a lot to get that thing off, to get the axe head off of the handle. It took a lot. They definitely used some wood glue in there, and these round wedges are tough to get out. I mean, I think I ruined a few driver bits. Like, it took a lot to get the head off. So here you can see the difference. This hasn't been modified. Like I said, I just sharpened it, made it sharp, and oiled it, and I use it, and it's wonderful for for chopping trees down. It is. It's great. I even use it sometimes to start axing out a spoon blank, but the balance, the weight, your arm will get tired. Your arm will not get tired. So this is the original Marbles Camp Axe head, and all I've done is polished it. I'm sorry. I've taken a file to this to change the angle. I wanted a deeper, a wider bevel there, and I polished it a bit, and I polished it back a little bit so I can cut a little bit deeper for carving. I love this axe for carving. Of course, I don't have a Grants vs. Brooks or anything like that. I've had one of those Prandi axes. I think they're from Italy, and that thing came in the mail and looked beautiful. It just looked beautiful. I was all psyched about it, and then I started to pick it up to use it, and the head was wobbly. Like, before one strike, the head was wobbly. So I sent it back, and I just got this again. I got this again, and I kept the head, and I rehandled it. It's a little janky. This is the first time. This is the third time I've tried to I've rehandled an axe or a tool, and this is not going anywhere. And I didn't put any glue in there. This is all linseed oil, and I've used the crap out of this thing. And there's just no wobbling. This isn't going anywhere. It's a much thicker handle. I'm lucky. I live near this hardware store. It's called LeCaire Lumber in here in Massachusetts, in Spencer, Mass. And this guy has this box of old tool handles, hickory tool handles, that are so better than any other hardware store I've seen, better than any of the websites. I've ordered several of these. He is the guy who has the best handles. Guess how much this handle cost me? $2.95, which is nuts because look, it's just, I mean, it's perfect. Like the orientation is, grain orientation is perfect. Solid handle. I've ordered several of these, and the problem is when you get them, a lot of times the slice down the middle, the cut down the middle will be off-centered, like way off-centered. It's really hard to get a nice, you really should just make your own to get a like a factory handle. If you order it online, it's hard to get one that'll come and be usable. But this guy's got this bucket of these handles. This is just solid hickory. I've put several coats of linseed oil on this too. This is, you can tell I've used this more. I've even been a dummy and done some like light batoning with this. Which you shouldn't do, but I mean, I love this. Let me tell you this, for doing this all day with the when you're carving out your spoon blank, my arm never gets tired. I just use the weight of the axe head, and it's just more balanced. This, your weight is obviously, all the weight is on the head, and you will get tired from the pullback, trying to pull it back. This is just balanced, much more, much easier to use for carving. So those are the differences between my hewing and chopping axe and my carving axe. Same company, same head, ground a little bit differently and polished a little bit differently. Do I recommend buying the Marbles Camp Axe? Hell yeah. Don't even think about it, just get it. If you're paying more than $30, maybe don't. I mean, I don't know. I still think it's worth it, but you can find this thing in the 20s. Yeah, I'm real happy with it. There you go. That's all it is, folks. Marbles Camp Axe. Great little option for those of us who aren't swimming in money or lusting after axes. With the budget to back up that axe lust. Anyways, there it be.